Alright, I'll do a little react. I'll be back. You know what? Chat, I feel bad.
Are you leaving the call?
No, I'm just gonna mute.
No,
What's
don't
wrong
mute.
with me?
Yeah. At least
No,
do
watch
group
it, man.
reactions.
Just watch it.
Who are you? Stop right there. Go ahead and stop right there.
This Idaho state officer is pointing his flashlight at 70-year-old Alan Bruce. He has no idea that the man he just ran into was in the middle of dumping human body parts in a nearby river after murdering, dismembering, and meticulously covering up the crime scene.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Chat, let me guess, he missed the fingernails. Yo, I'm so good at cleaning my fingernails.
Keep an eye on stuff, then.
I won't do this, but if I were to do this, I would never get caught.
After Alan walks away, it would take investigators days to discover exactly what he dumped in the river, leading them through a twisted maze of misleading clues and disturbing discoveries. And what might be the worst crime these small-town officers will ever uncover.
Oh, it's so bad.
You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
There is no body found. He was reduced down to nothing.
What kind of call was that?
I mean, was it wrong?
It's a routine late spring in central Idaho.
Yeah, I mean,
Tucked
if you
deep
can't
within
pick
its
your family, you don't
mountains
kill
sits the
them. You
remote
just
town of
abandon them.
Chalice, a place surrounded on all sides by
means
rugged
it's
terrain
just
and
how you
long
kill them.
stretches of
Yo, chat, is this all agricultural circles or whatever?
wilderness, and at the center of it all
Like-
runs the
Yeah.
Salmon River, better known as the River of
They
No
use,
Return.
Chat, they have
The
a
small
big
town of Chalice is home to
rotating
fewer than 1,000
irrigation
residents.
pipe
Crime rates here
system
are remarkably
that
low,
rotates around,
and serious
and it
violent
spreads out the thing. That's
homicides
what
are
circles.
unheard of.
Even
But
though it's
that's
less
about to
efficient on the
change,
soil.
because a heinous crime happens somewhere in this town, and
Or I
what's
mean,
left of it
not
now
soil,
is
but
in the Salmon River, waiting to be found. The investigation begins on an early Saturday afternoon, less than a year ago, when an elderly woman walks into the local police station to report someone missing.
When he's upset, I'm just surprised he hasn't been back to see. That's why I'm concerned.
Holy smoker.
Do you know what he was wearing last when he left?
Pair of boots, blue jeans, and I think it was a dark t-shirt and baseball cap. And he's got a little pug rider that is with him everywhere.
Who is Patrick?
Just one of my dear kids that I've taken under my wing.
Okay, so not biological.
No.
Okay.
73-month xQcl.
Yeah, picture. Okay. Does this picture resemble what he looks
crazy
like right
eyes, didn't it?
His beard is
His
a little
gun.
fuller and his hair is better shape than that.
You fucking jealous
The
of
man in
the
those
tweaker eyes.
photos is 47-year-old Patrick Shelton.
Skip that.
His adoptive mother, Helen,
HD,
goes on to explain that Patrick spends most of his time up in the mountains, cutting and selling firewood, often late at night. He's got a chainsaw, usually at least one weapon on him, and his dog Ryder is always by his side. Additionally, Patrick doesn't really have a fixed place to stay. He moves between properties, parking motorhomes and trailers on other people's land, often getting into disputes when it's time to leave. In most missing person cases, it takes days before investigators get a solid lead to work with. But in the town of Chalice, that process is about to be cut short.
I remember you mentioned something about when you talked about him going to Alan Bruce's. It seemed like you said something to where they had some conflict recently. They have.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why he went there?
He was supposed to go move his motorhomes. And when he got out there, Alan had moved them with the bulldozer.
Okay.
Not good. Probably screwed up the transmissions and I don't know.
The name Helen mentions immediately rings a bell because officers know exactly who she's talking about. 70-year-old Alan Bruce is a local resident with a rural property just out of town, working odd jobs, including welding and mechanical work. But that's not what people in Chalice know him for, because Alan has a different reputation, built on constant disputes and ongoing conflicts with other locals. Just earlier in the year, he was reported for allegedly throwing gas bombs and setting a woman's property on fire. So based on Helen's statement, officers prepare to head out and speak with Alan, see if he can point them in the right direction. At this point, officers aren't too surprised that Alan's name came up, and don't expect anything serious. In reality, something already happened between Alan and Patrick just a night ago that ended gruesomely. While officers are on their way to question him, Alan is still in the middle of covering things up. In just a few seconds, a deputy pulls up to his property.
Hey, Alan.
Holy shit.
How's it going?
Look at that hat and that oral
One
walk.
thing after another. Hey, I was just coming to chat with you. We had a report that no one knows where Pat is right now.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay. And I just wanted to touch bases with you because I know you got the stuff off your property, but he was going to come by to pick it up, right?
Yeah,
Did you ever see him on that?
I did.
Oh, okay.
They came by here. He was unhappy, very unhappy.
Okay, but it was just all kind of verbal argument or something, or he was just, okay. And he went and got his stuff then, or?
Well, he still has some stuff here. He said he wanted to go cut some wood. He needs some money. So he's probably out somewhere out there. Maybe broke down, and I don't know.
I'm just trying to create a timeline so I know who last saw him. So when was that he showed up here?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago?
3 nights ago.
Let's see, what is it? Thursday night? Okay.
In the middle of the conversation, the deputy notices something off about Alan's demeanor. His responses are short, controlled, almost rehearsed. But as the deputy continues
Look at
asking
the ground.
questions,
Normal.
things
That's normal
start to
of a cop
feel
pressure
even
issue,
more
though.
strange.
Yeah.
And then did he hang around here long or did he just go right over?
Back and forth.
Back and forth? Coming back onto the property?
Yeah.
Does he still stab stuff here then?
He does.
Oh,
They
okay.
Get it all out.
Oh, okay.
Like that shed, that wooden shed is his.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
The tires in it. And you can see there's a pickup rack just over that board.
Oh, just the steel there
Yeah, the
poking
steel-
up?
steel
Oh,
that's
okay.
his.
Okay. So he,
Wooden rack over there. in the
Yeah,
back of
me,
the
he's
tractor,
being
like
so
that.
weird.
okay,
Tires.
just kind of bunch of crap laying
Yeah,
around.
who
Okay.
sounds like that?
So he got some of it though?
Yeah.
Do you know where he was taking it to?
Taking down his motorhome.
He's so anxious.
Oh, where
dude.
is motorhome?
Right here, you walk over there and you see.
Okay.
Like, some people just have that.
Oh,
I
there?
mean, this guy,
There's a Grand
really
Charger,
did.
another one's in
No
front.
shot. Yeah, like he's not anxious for himself,
The motorhome
but he's
Alan is
anxious.
pointing to
Like
does
he's so
indeed
obviously
belong to
anxious
Patrick,
about him
but more
seeing
importantly,
something on the
it
property.
holds items that
You
might
know?
explain what really happened to him.
Like,
Alan
like
goes
he's
on to
ready.
explain that
He's
he moved
not gonna
Patrick's motorhomes
go there
himself because
to
of the
lead him
ongoing
on, and
disputes
so
and
he follows
problems
him.
between the
But
two,
he's
which
also ready
sounds
to like
normal
stretch his
considering
arm
they're
out to
frequent
stop him or
business
something.
partners.
Like so
But as
weird.
the conversation
So weird.
continues, the deputy takes note of Alan's shifting body language and quietly requests another officer to the scene.
Yeah, it's just
There's
weird.
a noticeable tension in the way Alan carries himself.
He's
This
doing
is
everything
because while
not
he's
to make
speaking
him
to the
focus,
deputy,
you know.
his sole
But
focus
that
is
just
on the
makes you look
barrels
suspicious and
sitting
makes
just a
them
few
want to
feet
pick him up.
away, with Patrick's dismembered body parts hidden inside.
I mean, yeah, like that's obviously.
He's riding along with me. I was just on a phone call for a minute, so I didn't want to bring that out here. So did he stay here last night, or?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. And he didn't tell you where he was going to get the wood?
Hold on. It was Thursday night he left here, not last night.
Okay. You know, does he have any favorite spots so we can just go
He's got a
check
spot
for
up
him?
there at Bayhorse, pretty close to the top. You go up there before you get to the rest area, the potties. You see where it takes off and goes down the hill and crosses the creek.
Uh-huh.
Way back up in there is a favorite wood cutting spot for him.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that the only one you know about?
It's the only one he took me to.
Oh, okay. You may be the last person that saw him because he would have then gone up there that night potentially?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Notably, Alan's demeanor shifts once again. With a second officer on scene, he becomes more composed and careful with how he answers questions. Despite this noticeable shift, Alan provides deputies with something useful, a location where Patrick might be. The place he mentions is a remote area about 20 miles out, near the so-called River of No Return. Naturally, it's somewhere deputies need to check, but before heading out there, they decide to take a quick look around the motorhome Alan pointed to earlier. A small decision that will give police something useful to work with later on.
Should I then allow the welfare check? I mean, if this is home, I mean...
The doors are ratchet strapped closed. Looks like it's cut.
Are these your footprints?
No.
Maybe take a photo of those.
Sloppy cop work. Holy.
Yeah, that one looks open. That looks...
This is not fucking Sherlock Holmes,
I
buddy.
think it looks cut. If that is a deadbolt, but that's an additional.
I'm assuming Alan had to access it to put it in neutral. Technically, you could be looking at
Unlawful
This is my
entry.
own private
Clearly, the locks
domicile.
have been tampered with, consistent with Alan's explanation that he moved the motorhome himself. It's a small detail, but one
Sherlock
that
Holmes.
could give officers grounds to detain him later on, depending on how this unfolds. But without a warrant, officers can't search inside the motorhome, so they step back, leave the scene, and head towards Big Hill, where Patrick might be. At this stage, there is still no confirmed crime. Alan has been forthcoming, and nothing directly points to anything serious just yet. But by the end of this night, police will have more than one suspect on their hands, and what might be the worst crime this town will ever see. But before we get to that, it's important to note that cases
Hold on,
like
Greg
these
called
can
it.
affect the mental health of
Nailed
both the
it.
officers and the innocent people involved, and stressful situations in everyone's life to the video.
I like it. Let me fix my camera.
Roughly 2 hours later, deputies arrive at Big Hill where Patrick was known to frequent for cutting firewood. On the ground, deputies notice tire marks and begin following them.
Also,
and
Jot,
as they continue
Shabbat
along the
Shalom
trail,
for
they
everyone.
spot something in the distance. A red pickup truck matching the description of Patrick's vehicle, with a damaged windshield.
Yeah, Jot, it's also nice to hear that, right?
Yeah,
If you and your family
I
don't
hope
do it,
that's
at least I do it
normal.
for you.
I believe so.
Especially for you.
Hey, Pat!
Pat! Pat, it's Custer County Sheriff's Office! Can you hear us?
Dog's in the seat.
Alive?
What
No.
was the dog's name?
Ryder,
Ryder, buddy.
I remember.
Ryder.
Just leave that to stop.
No, it's not moving.
Dog's been in here a while. He's messed himself.
Oh.
Oh, he's moving.
Oh,
Cute.
It's definitely.
Hey.
Hi, baby.
Yes, Ryder.
Okay.
Let's go.
What a cute
We'll go
doggy.
get you some water, okay?
He's thirsty.
Give him some
He's
water,
been waiting for his
man.
mate
Where'd he
to
go?
come home.
Where did he go?
Miraculously, Patrick's dog Ryder is still alive after 2 full days, but he's severely dehydrated. As deputies pull Ryder from the vehicle and give him water, they notice something else. Patrick's
Aw, man, he's
chainsaw
so
is
cute.
missing from the truck, suggesting
got
it
a
might
rat.
still be somewhere nearby. And while they discuss their next steps, Ryder suddenly begins reacting to something in the air. Dogs like Ryder have a sense of smell up to 100,000 times more powerful
but-
than humans.
yeah, but imagine being 10,000 times the ones of humans, and you got Brennan's a fucked up, fucking smashed in nose. Like, bro, why people breed this shit?
A sense of
Stop
smell
breeding
up to
pugs, man.
100,000
I mean,
times more powerful than
classic, yeah.
humans.
not all
Comparable even
humans,
to
'cause
trained
I think you
police
have that power
canine
too.
units.
Oh, man.
Without realizing it, officers have stumbled onto their strongest lead yet, and Ryder might guide them directly towards the answer they're looking for.
Poor buddy.
What's up?
Yo, give him some
No.
water, Cut.
So that makes me think he could be down lower if he would, because his chainsaw's not here.
Yeah.
He always has his
Wanna go down for a
chainsaw.
walk?
I'm thinking so.
I'll go with you. I kind of want to walk down there and see if his behavior still points that way.
Right. Let's walk him.
The dog's like crying.
Oh, bro, it can't fucking breathe. His nose is all fucked up because it's a pug. Like, they do.
Holy
Like-
shit, the writer's helping.
Dude, you gotta give me a break.
Okay, you shouldn't be a cop if you're this unfit. Don't say says you.
We can't go down that. That is
Yeah,
completely
true.
down. There is no angle to that. I'm arguing with a dog.
As luck would have it, the dog picks up a scent, but can't pinpoint a specific location. The reason for that is something officers haven't realized yet, because there is no single place where Patrick might be. He's already been dead for 2 nights, dismembered with his own chainsaw, and scattered across the very mountains deputies are now searching. Some of his remains are already floating down the river of no return, just 20 miles from where they're standing. None of this is apparent to deputies yet, so they decide to take a closer look at Patrick's pickup truck for any additional clues. What they notice inside is very
Spoilers.
sketchy.
I think you could have built this video a little bit
Dark
better.
red staining across the interior, heavily soaked towels on the driver's seat, items marked with blood, and a discarded mail letter with the name Ellen Bruce on it. Something violent happened here, and the more deputies think about it, the more obvious what happened to Patrick becomes. So before the evening ends, they secure the scene and return to town where they talk to other acquaintances of Patrick
that
who
ride is
collectively
sick.
make one thing crystal clear. Alan had an ongoing feud with Patrick. He recently moved his motorhome using heavy equipment and damaged it in the process. And he's the only person anyone can think of who might want to hurt Patrick. With that in mind, investigators formally identify Alan Bruce as the primary suspect in Patrick Shelton's disappearance. But the reality and discoveries awaiting investigators in the coming hours are anything but straightforward, as they'll soon find themselves investigating more than one suspect. For the time being, though, search warrants are requested for both properties, and Idaho State Police are called in, bringing in a team of experienced detectives. However, as the multi-agency effort is underway, someone in town is simultaneously running their own homicide cover-up operation. As night falls, Alan moves quietly, continuing to dump body parts and evidence in the river, and burning anything that could tie him to what he's
Dude,
done.
putting them in barrels
At the
is
same
such a
time,
giveaway, though.
police's search and rescue
Is this
units
guy
are
just
mobilized,
retarded?
preparing to comb through the surrounding terrain for any sign of Patrick. Around midnight, Deputy
If you
Mike
want to
is
dispose
sent
of
to
a body,
patrol
you
near
bury it
Patrick's
out,
truck,
you bury it
monitoring the
fully
area
out
in
in the
case
desert.
anything changes. A few hours into his shift, something
Yeah,
does.
you only need to mess up his face and some certain bones. Take away his clothes, burn them, and then bury his body out in the desert. You don't need to cut him up or anything. Like, what do you
Stop right
just
there.
remove their
Just go ahead and
fingernails.
stop right there.
Okay? That's all you have to do.
So what are you
And then
coming
some
out here
other
for?
like small things like your nose, their ears, that type of thing. And then you bury him out in the desert. Those other things you can just throw away.
Okay.
Like in a fucking wood somewhere. And then you burn his clothes.
Okay.
I didn't know it was you guys.
Get his
Okay,
phone,
well,
you
I
can
turned my
destroy it
lights
and then
on.
throw it in the river.
And you still were shining your
Alongside
light at me.
other
You had your
identifiers
lights
like
on me, I
their
couldn't see where I was going.
driver's license. Just throw it out
Okay,
in the
I'm
river.
saying I turned my red and blue
You want to
lights
spread
on,
them out,
Yeah.
but
and you were still
keep the
spotlighting
individual
me. And then
important
I
parts
told you, I
together.
instructed you to turn it off.
I don't like lights in my eyes about as much as you don't. You know, you had yours and mine, so I guess we're even.
No, it's not even. Okay, so what are you
Yeah,
like,
like
doing? You're just
remove
keeping
his
an eye on-
fingernails, teeth, nose, ears,
Okay.
that type of thing.
Got a little people problem going on down here, and I just wanted to make sure you weren't that guys.
You having a little what
You
problem?
don't need to dismember him, man. I think it's pointless.
Thievery. Okay.
It's gonna make a mess. It's just gonna make it easier to catch
I feel like
because
these
it takes a
videos
little
sometimes
time. Just retarded.
they'll do the storytelling whatever, but I feel like maybe I'm wrong about this. What are the odds that they send a car down that dark road at night and it coincides with them getting this guy? Like they must have had like some sort of operation where they were like looking where he's going or some sort of tracking whatever. Like there's no way it's just on the whim and it's just lucky. Like come on, bro, no shot.
Trying to keep an eye on stuff then.
Yeah, make sure nobody's ripping shit off down here.
Okay.
So, excuse me for if I got you excited.
All right.
I don't buy it.
270, 240. We can calm down. I'm code 4.
Out here, in complete darkness, Alan Bruce suddenly appears. Nothing about this encounter adds up, because at this point, Alan isn't just the last person to see Patrick alive. He's been in a dispute with him, moved his motorhome after he disappeared, and now he's out here in the middle of the night claiming he's checking on Patrick's property and protecting it from theft. In reality, he came here to finish what he started, to destroy evidence he didn't have time to deal with earlier when deputies interrupted him. Worse yet, just minutes ago, he was at the River of No Return a couple miles away, disposing of what was left of Patrick. Deputy Mike doesn't know any of this yet, but this creepy encounter makes it clear that Alan knows something police don't. Unfortunately,
all that
for
land
him,
and he decides to
this
dump
is
in a
where
river,
things
not
begin to
bury it
crumble,
somewhere?
because coming back here tonight is the mistake that's
That doesn't
about to
make sense
collapse
at all.
his
Without
entire
anything to make it
cover-up
not float,
operation.
like what?
Yeah, he puts it in a floating barrel, like.
Yeah, like I said,
In the
John,
early hours
cut
of
off
the
his
following
nails,
morning,
dump the nails into
investigators
the
used
river.
the overnight developments and the encounter with Alan to accelerate the approval of search warrants.
Put
With
all
everything they've
belongings
seen
in a
so
box,
far, it's
right?
clear Alan knows something they don't.
Get the guy out,
They need to
cut off his
find out
nails,
what
cut
that
off his
is.
nose,
To do
his teeth,
that,
and his
they put a
ears.
plan in motion.
Then
First,
bury his
get Alan
body
off the
out
property,
in the desert,
search it, and if any hard
right?
evidence is found,
You-
bring
you-
him back and confront him
you
with
then
it.
burn
So while
his
detectives
clothes
get the search warrants
alongside the
approved,
fingernails
one
and
deputy
shit,
is sent to
right?
Alan's property
And then
with a
whatever's
simple
left,
objective.
dump all of it
Get
in the
Alan
river.
into the car and keep him away from the property to
that
avoid
takes like a
destruction
day.
of any evidence.
If you're
Alan,
lucky.
on the
I
other
mean, it
hand,
can take a
believes he's
week.
already taken care of all the incriminating evidence and that there's nothing left to find. When Deputy Kelly arrives at the lot, Alan has no clue how quickly his entire cover-up plot will come crashing down on him.
Like these killers are just retarded. I could think of this in like 10 minutes.
Hopefully your day's a little better than
And
when
these
I
guys
last
have
ran
been
into you, said everything was-
these guys have been planning this for probably for months or even years, and they can't even come up with that. These guys are just retarded. Only retards become killers. Only retards become
Yeah,
criminals.
he's still got stuff on your property too to get off too, huh? So I mean, y'all were getting along for a while there, but then what happened there even? He just started accusing you of stuff, or?
Yeah. And there was nothing I could say to convince him that
Well, I appreciate you being available to just chat with them a bit more. They're the professionals. They've got questions I probably didn't ask you.
Even as the deputy tries to subtly probe for more information, nothing useful comes out of it, and Alan sticks to his story. Interestingly, though, Alan appears noticeably more relaxed, likely because he's confident that there's no way police can tie him to a crime. Roughly 30 minutes later, deputies and detectives arrive at the property. While Alan waits inside his car, the discovery of the evidence he failed to cover up starts with Patrick's motorhome.
Is that blood?
Rust, I think, from the handle.
Yeah.
Sheriff's office. Make yourself known.
It looks like Breaking Bad RV.
Such a shithole, jeez.
The commentator says about his demeanor all the time. Like, you don't know that until you actually know he's done the crime. It's hard to tell.
But the song literally sounds like Rust.
Got a gun case?
Dude, how do you even sleep here, man? This is just disgusting. What the fuck is this, man?
No gun.
Patrick's empty gun box is consistent with earlier statements that he always keeps a firearm with him. The problem is, that gun is nowhere to be found in the motorhome, and it was never found in his pickup truck the previous day. With Patrick's motorhome cleared, officers move over to Alan's property. Alan owns multiple structures and vehicles on the lot,
Wait, is that a
and after
Whataburger
clearing a
symbol?
few of them, deputies find no obvious signs of a crime. It seems like Alan's cover-up operation is successful so far, but that begins to change as deputies notice something unusual
when did they go?
lingering across parts of the property.
already did. Cool.
Something stinks.
Oh, it stinks bad.
Just kind of pull that one down.
So we're just gonna hold on this trailer till we can get keys.
That's always the small that
If
gets
he won't give us keys,
that's why you don't
then
leave
we'll
rotting
go from there. But we need to hold on
your
this
house when you just kill
until we
someone.
get that.
Like, what are you doing, dude? You get rid of that shit ASAP.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
ASAP.
Let's go ahead and do it.
If it smells that bad,
Like, if you're gonna burn the nails in the phone, don't do it on your property, dumbass. Do it in the desert where you bury it, and then go back and dump it in the river. Like, are you fucking retarded?
After checking around the structures again and searching the open areas, they can't find anything. So, to pinpoint the source, deputies call in a cadaver dog trained to detect human remains. And a few minutes later, police canine Spy arrives on scene. After running the dog across the property, Spy begins alerting to the presence of something inside a set of barrels.
I'm rolling. Cleaned out.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not.
Ew, man. This is so gross.
Yeah.
No,
we got our window.
In a burned spot. Ah.
Latex gloves, windows.
I mean,
Literally all the evidence.
yeah.
I'm gonna get a backed up picture.
Guys, like,
Next to it.
Inside
did
the
not watch
barrel,
Dexter.
Officers begin to uncover what Alan tried to hide. Broken
Dog
window glass of a
treats.
car,
Right on the
consistent
dog.
with a
Come on,
bullet
man.
impact, latex gloves, and traces of blood on the filter of a vacuum cleaner. After searching other barrels, officers find night vision binoculars, Patrick's baseball cap marked with blood, and most concerning of all, bone fragments and suspected human remains on multiple pieces of clothing.
Jesus.
Additional items are recovered as well, including ammunition and magazines, but no firearms, suggesting the weapons may have been moved or hidden somewhere else. Among the findings, detectives note the missing firearms, the lack of any intact remains, and the speed at which the scene appears to have been cleaned. Something...
This guy was happy because he thought he had put all the evidence away, and then they come in and they have absolutely everything. Like, what did the guy even hide at this point?
particularly peculiar,
The guy had
leading them to consider that
like...
Alan may not have acted alone.
He's just dumb.
One episode of Dexter.
After these discoveries, Alan's property is officially treated as a crime scene. The area is secured and forensic examiners are called in to process the evidence. Detectives now have the hard evidence they need to confront Alan. But while they prepare to do so, an unexpected development happens when Alan's younger brother Larry suddenly shows up at the scene. Hours earlier, police received an oddly timed phone call from him, claiming that if anything happened to Patrick, it was his own fault. Not only that, Larry made additional statements about Patrick that led detectives to question whether they might be dealing with a second suspect.
Yeah, he's been stealing shit of my brother's, and he said Pat's threatened him and waved a big-ass gun at him. Somebody else said that he's a straight-up thief.
Why is he looking at the camera like that?
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, what's going on with this guy?
Okay, so he was kind of concerned Patrick
Oh, he's trying to record it, maybe.
Stupid, use a gun or something.
Concerned Pat's gonna kill him, you know?
Right.
On the call, Larry made it clear that Patrick was the aggressor and the one who had been threatening Alan, leading investigators to suspect he might know more than what he shared on the phone. So naturally, their suspicions rise when he arrives at the search warrant scene unannounced. Once detectives begin speaking with him, Larry seems confident he can prove that Patrick was the problem.
They don't got mics.
How's it going? And you are?
I'm Alan's brother.
Okay, I'm Sergeant Tuttle with the State Police. So obviously, your brother got himself in a lot of trouble.
That's what it sounds like.
It's starting to rain. You want to go in the trailer? We can go sit in the trailer where we're not getting rained on. You said that Shelton, is that the guy's name?
Patrick Shelton, yeah.
Okay. And he was threatening your brother, right?
Right.
And so is that something your brother told you, or do you have other knowledge of that?
That's something my brother told me. My brother said, hey, he pulled a pistol and waved it in my face and threatened me. And
how long ago did your brother tell you that? About a week?
That was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
If somebody was waving a gun at me, I'd probably be, one to have something to defend myself too,
Right.
But, my brother had been asking Shelton to move for months.
Okay.
And Shelton was like, well, f*** you, basically. So my brother took the little road grader, the little dozer, and pulled his stuff and put it out here on the other side of the fence.
Stuff. Is this something your brother told you, or is this something you saw?
As far as moving the stuff? Yeah, I came by the day that he was moving stuff on the way home. What I done know, when my brother had moved the stuff just to try to get the pressure off of my brother.
Do you think he knows, or he believes his brother?
No,
I told him, hey, I moved your crap off
Probably
of my
trying to play the
brother's
devil's advocate.
Yeah, if he knew, they wouldn't have blurred his face.
Going, I got a beef with you. I mean, Shelton's a drunk and a dope fiend. Okay, so...
Oh, he knows, yeah.
Right here, not getting your chunk off the brother's lot. That was off Alan's lot. That was May 3rd.
Okay.
He goes, I'm broke down, trying to get a ride.
Then you said, never mind, I moved it for you. Give Alan back whatever you took it his.
Yeah, he goes, who is this?
I mean,
Alan brought the beef to me anyway. I don't have any of his. Well, Alan kept showing me pictures of
maybe
stuff
this guy's
missing,
brain
where he was and missing, and Patrick
did he
was
help
like
and
one
then
of
he
the
just exposed it? What?
the only people in here.
What's
so,
beef?
RT, I have a beef with you too.
Oh, beef.
Okay.
Let's put bring your beef. We know who you are, drug addicts. Just remember, you me with all of us. And I'd taken pictures from the sheriff's office parking lot, thinking that, well, maybe he'd think I'm a sheriff, and maybe he'd pack his, or leave Alan alone and get the f*** out of town, So I put, me with all of us, you'll lose. best thing for you to do is pack up and leave Custer County and don't come back.
Alan's brother goes on to pull up additional messages between him and Patrick. The messages he shares show the feud escalating over time, primarily over Patrick refusing to move his property off the land and accusations that he'd been stealing from Alan. As detectives read through them, it becomes clear that Alan's brother wasn't just aware of the conflict, he was involved in it at some point. This only adds to investigators' suspicions, so instead of continuing to circle around it, the detective says exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, it's...
And no sign of Shelton, though, huh? Find a body or anything? Or
There's signs of Shelton, just not living signs of Shelton. One of the things I'm trying to wrap my head around is, I'm like, how did he do that by himself? He's not a very big guy. Like, how would he move things around without somebody helping him? Like, if he... Let's just say that if he shot Shelton and took him somewhere and dumped his body,
yeah, put him in a bag.
I have no fucking clue. I mean, he wouldn't call me.
Carry the bag.
That's what I'm saying. Does he have good friends that...
I don't know. I don't know what he's capable of, you know? I mean...
Right.
Just double bag it. Put him in a bag one way, other bag other way, and put him on your shoulder.
You know? I
and
mean,
then you just
my wife would shoot
carry
me
him
if
around.
I helped him, you know?
How long you been married?
Make sure you burn your own
Since
clothes
2016.
as well.
Yeah, she
Keep an
murdered
extra
9
pair.
years. Yeah, last night she's like going, well, this and that, you know, and what if it was Alan? What if he comes and kills us in our sleep, you know? I was like, you know, because, I mean, she was watching that Criminal Minds for a long time, you know, after she retired from the DA, you know, it's like, you know, serial killers, you know.
Tell her, babe, it's Custer County. You know, don't worry about serial killers. When it's all said and done, everybody will know everything.
You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
On that interesting remark, Larry shifts from defending his brother to no longer being certain and begins to see things the way investigators do. With nothing else to add, police wrap up the interview with Larry, still uncertain of his involvement. Now they can finally turn their attention back to Alan, who's still sitting in the car, completely unaware of what's just been uncovered on his lot. At this point, investigators have enough to place Alan under arrest and pursue homicide charges. The problem is, they don't have a body, and they don't have a confession, both of which are critical in building a solid case, especially when it comes to proving exactly what happened and how. But with the evidence discovered on his property, this is their best chance to confront Alan directly and push for a confession. The stakes are extremely high. If Alan plays his cards right, a skilled defense attorney can create just enough reasonable doubt to get him out of this scot-free.
We've got a cadaver dog hitting on other spots on the property that have bone fragments.
Not entirely true.
And the only thing that dog is trained to hit on is dead humans. You know, there was only 2 people here that night, you and him. Right? There's nobody else that I can talk to. Can't find him. And if you didn't do it and somebody else did, can you point me in the right direction?
I can't do that. I don't know anybody else is out here.
No, that's like I said, I don't either.
Even after hearing this, Alan continues his denial. But this is exactly why investigators brought him back to the property. It's a part of a strategy known as crime scene exposure. Experienced detectives use this technique to confront suspects with something directly tied to the crime, like the scene itself or key pieces of evidence. This creates psychological pressure, making it harder to maintain a lie, and often triggering unexpected reactions or slips in their story. So investigators take Alan out of the car and bring him back to the center of the lot, back to the very place where everything likely happened,
like a
to
rock.
see if he will finally break.
Who knows ball?
We want to be able to tell the prosecutor you helped us every which way you could.
I can conduct my case and go to prison for the rest of my life. What?
I don't know. I can't tell you what the prosecutor.
I gotta go to the jury trial now.
You don't have to go through nothing right now.
Link the chase.
So the way it works here is he doesn't feel like we should let you stay free, right? So we're still going to continue to investigate this case with your help or without your help. We're still going to dig through.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some things that like concern me, like, and I don't know if you were asking about like who drove the truck up in the mountains.
Nobody drove it. I towed it up there.
Oh, you towed it up there?
Yeah.
Okay. With which vehicle?
My dog.
Okay.
for tow barn and towed it up here.
Oh, okay. What'd you do with the dog?
Left it in the truck. I was going to dispatch it, but I figured, nah, just leave the truck. Maybe even maybe more.
Yeah.
Miniature pause. Let me just check on this.
Oh, the dog didn't know.
I didn't want to kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't do nothing.
Yeah, so I mean, we're in a rock and a hard place right now, right? It's where we've been all day. It's where we're going to continue to be until we can completely wrap this up and figure out what the hell actually happened.
Well, before you take it, yeah, I'd like to lock on this up.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, we're not going to leave this unsecured.
Yeah, we won't leave it like that,
I mean,
man.
we'll
lock it all up and bring in the keys.
Close the gate, whatever. No,
Yeah.
but didn't call. I'm in trouble.
Well, that's part of it, but you also destroyed some evidence.
What did you?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
Alan. Dude, come on. Did you burn a body? Come on. I
Self-report.
did.
Huh?
What?
And you didn't tell anybody.
he confessed
look
so
at it
quick.
From our point of view. You know, we do the right thing for Patrick's family. You know what I mean? We got to try to find that body. You know, we got to do the right thing for his family.
There is no body found. He was reduced down to nothing. Nothing.
Did you chop him up?
No, I threw him in a burn barrel with a bunch of wood underneath him. And, yeah, I chopped him up.
Like,
I took a chainsaw to him.
Okay, where's the chainsaw?
It's gone. It's gone.
Did you throw it in the river?
I got rid of it. Believe me, I burned it.
You burnt the chainsaw?
I mean,
Yeah.
nothing
Is it in the
to
barrel?
chainsaw.
And I've never
Jay
chainsawed a
just
body,
melts
but
the
I think there
plastic
would be
around it.
like blood and skin and gristle and stuff, you know.
Yeah, it was ugly.
And so, like, where's that at? Where's
What a dumbass.
like, how did you clean that up?
Took a shovel and rake, ripped up everything I could, walked it down with a hose and put Clorox on it.
Yo, if you're gonna
Jesus,
kill
guy.
someone, these are right, man.
And the
Check
chainsaw
his
where?
chat.
It is,
Watch it in a minute.
Even burn barrel, burn
be
those
smart
last
about it,
thing.
man. Why is all of
Yo,
these criminals
yo,
are
you want
so
to shake it, let's
fucking
kinda dang.
stupid? Every single one of them is so
Outnumbered
dumb,
him,
man.
Chat.
Train's also here to play games.
Yo.
For you.
Oh, stop, chat. This is nostalgia.